As always, there are a lot of massive events happening, a lot of weird and strange events happening. And just the other day, Melania Trump once again was pushing the idea of AI teaming up with the likes of Palantir, for example, to quote unquote help empower the youth, empower the children into the future. I mean, does anybody else besides me find this to be bizarre? Does anybody else besides me find this to be very creepy, how they continue to push AI constantly?
And remember that AI accelerates everything. Leaders from almost 50 nations join me at the White House and the State Department for Fostering the Future Together's Global Coalition Summit. Never before has the American First Lady welcomed so many leaders to the White House for diplomatic purpose in one day. I'm proud that America's best technology companies, including Meta, Palantir, OpenAI, Adobe, Zoom Communications, X, and Microsoft, had the chance to advance our mission to empower children with technology and education.
So like you heard from that clip, Melania Trump hosted a luncheon in DC, and she was bragging about empowering American children by partnering with Palantir, OpenAI, and others to usher kids into a future where AI is spying on you everywhere that you go. I mean, does anybody else, again, see the madness with this, or am I the only one that is creeped out by this? I know I can't be the only one out there that is creeped out by this, because again, this is what they even want for us. Of course, they are going to try to get the next generation as accustomed to this as possible, because this is what they are going to be growing up in. And they are going to try to get as many adults to fall in line as possible to the idea of AI taking over everything. The job that you worked, AI takes over. And the list goes on. Because again, they see us as useless eaters. And if that's not enough, there is a AI startup launching a wearable headband that lets you take control of your dreams. I mean, again, does anybody else see how creepy all of this is?
Imagine experiencing one of the most profound states of consciousness a human can achieve, lucid dreaming. During a regular dream, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, or DLPFC, which is responsible for higher order functions like decision-making, self-awareness, or logical thinking, is largely dormant. But in a lucid dream, the DLPFC comes alive, unlocking heightened self-awareness and sharp reasoning that allow you to take control of your dream world. Transcranial focused ultrasound, or TFUS, is an emerging non-invasive neuromodulation technology that can precisely activate neural circuits. It works by directing low-intensity ultrasonic energy through the skull to safely modulate neuronal activity. This precision is crucial, especially given the DLPFC's role in lucid dreaming. By carefully controlling stimulation parameters, TFUS can trigger the DLPFC during REM sleep, creating ideal conditions for lucidity. Furthermore, by using a multi-element phase array and carefully timed activation sequences, the ultrasonic beam can target neurons within a spatial range and correct for skull differences. Lucid dreaming is a rare treasure, a phenomenon that most people only encounter once or twice in a lifetime. Prophetic is here to change that.
But it really doesn't surprise me because this article from 2021 talked about how advertisers seek to plug into our dreams. So they've been talking about this for a while, and they've even went on record and talked about how humans are hackable.
Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
That's over.
Over. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. Yeah, I mean, everything is being digitalized. Everything is being monitored. In this time of crisis, you have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste, because a crisis is an opportunity to also do good reforms that in normal times people will never agree to.
I mean, again, these people are madmen, and they are going to stop at nothing to have total control by any means necessary. Heck, I think that they envision a future where you are confined to your house at all times, and whatever job that you do work is going to be for AI, because you are going to be plugged into some type of hive mind, like a virtual reality type thing. And that's how you go out and interact out in the public in the future. I know it sounds insane, but I think that's where we are heading. I know it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but I really do believe that's where we are heading. And shout out to my buddy Menace of Horror. He even talked about how he has been having some weird dreams recently. And I've even had a couple of bizarre dreams that have felt really, just bizarre and strange and very real. And you remember the dreams when you do wake up. So I don't know what is going on. Maybe 5G is involved in all of this too, because think about it. The Wi-Fi signals in your house are constantly going when you're sleeping and everything else. Maybe that has something to do with this. But this is the headband that they are promoting. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Personally, it reminds me of something that you would see again out of a sci-fi movie. Maybe this is going to be a new form of MK Ultra to control the masses by any means necessary. On top of, let's not forget about how they want to put a chip inside of each and every one of our brains. And I wanted to talk about David Wilcock again also, and everything surrounding his self-unaliving, allegedly, is still very bizarre because, again, his last stream, as I pointed out in a previous show, was 3 hours and 33 minutes. And we know, most of us know, how much they love that number 33. And again, just everything surrounding his unaliving is very, very bizarre. Case in point, now you have TMZ involved. TMZ got a hold of the 911 dispatch. I mean, come on. And what's weird is the 911 call, look right here. He allegedly expressed money woes in the 911 call before his self-unaliving. But what's strange is you don't even hear anything from him. You just hear this 911 dispatch in the audio that TMZ got. Now, I'm sure that they are going to put out something in the future that's supposedly going to be his voice, and it will probably be manipulated. Now, am I saying that David Wilcock wasn't part of the club? No, I'm not saying that, because he probably was, because he did flash the Freemason signs. So again, I mean, do with that what you will, that information. I just still find this unaliving very bizarre, this self-unaliving allegedly very bizarre. And here is the 911 dispatch call from TMZ.
Sorry, our ambulance responded stage in the area of for a possibly suicidal party. 1047.
640-528. Party said sorry and then disconnected. Copy and word on the house. And just information, data found, no criminal. Hold all traffic, he's got a gun. Copy, there's code 3 on county law at 1104. Shots fired. Copy, shots fired, and all other traffic can go law 2. All other traffic, law 2, code 3 continues. 4-0 on ground the rifle. He still got the gun to his head. Looks like he fired a test round. Copy, gun to his head, fired a test round at 1105.
5624 AMR 3, just information. The party did fire a test round at this time.
Let me get a couple more units for the shield. Male looks like he shot himself in the head, but I'm still concerned about this house.
Copy.
Have a shield anything now?
Copy, 587 has a shield. Party possibly did shoot himself in the head. I'm breaking in well.
For the next 2 units, respond emergency. We're going to form a contact team, move on up to the subject, secure the gun, check vitals, break.
Good.
We'll also need to hold off on the house and clear it.
So again, it's just very bizarre because look at this. Wilcock made a disturbing 911 call Monday morning telling dispatch, I need to leave and I will be to the left of the house, while also opening up about ongoing money troubles and health issues. He refused to say whether he was armed or planning to hurt himself. So again, this is all just very, very strange. Everything surrounding his unaliving is very bizarre because again, we don't even hear anything from him from the stuff that TMZ obtained. And just before deputies reached him, Wilcock told dispatch, I'm sorry to put you through this, and hung up. Again, we didn't hear anything from him. So again, I question what is really going on here because this story doesn't really line up at all because he has even went on record in the past and said that he was never going to hurt himself. He has said that himself. And now he mysteriously is unalived due to self-unaliving. And I really do believe there is a deeper connection here with all of the recent UFO stuff because David Wilcock talked about these scientists missing in his show before he was unalived, self-unalived. I really do find all of this to be a little interesting, a little bizarre, and I do think there is a connection here with these scientists that are missing or dead and David Wilcock, and I do believe that there is some kind of thing that they are planning here in the near future with UFO stuff. I really do believe that this is going to lead to some type of major disclosure with UFO stuff because honestly, maybe these people are just going into hiding into like a bunker or something like that. Maybe, just maybe. And look at this right here. Chinese scientists have also been dying mysterious deaths too, according to Newsweek. So it's not just over here in the United States. We have this happening also in other places besides the United States. Look at this. 9+ Chinese scientists mysteriously dead. And here is the list of all of their names, as you can see here on the screen. And again, it's just very, very, very strange. Like everything surrounding all of this stuff with the scientists. They want this out there in the public for a reason. I do believe this is one major ritual that we are watching play out in real time. And I do believe there's going to be some type of crazy connection in the near future with Project Bluebeam.
Mystery surrounding more than a dozen American scientists who worked on UAP, defense, and nuclear research programs. They're either dead or missing, and this might be part of a larger global issue. Some top Chinese scientists are dying too. News Nation national correspondent Mills Hayes is in Chicago. Good morning, Mills. At least 10 scientists in China died under what some are saying are suspicious circumstances. This is just a bizarre case, not only here in the U.S., but now in China.
Right. Good morning to you, Hannah. And there's other countries as well. But these dead Chinese scientists worked on everything from drones to military to AI to Taiwan invasion scenarios. And the deaths date back to 2023. The deaths allegedly involved suicide, sudden illnesses, and car crashes. Right now, there is no evidence linking the cases in China to the U.S. And of course, China is often tight-lipped on matters of its national security and government, and it controls the media. But the obituary of one of the scientists on a state-run site said that he was sacrificed. Back here at home, the FBI and the House Oversight Committee are looking into what happened to our scientists and government workers, many of whom had high-level security clearance.
So like you heard from that right there, that clip that you just watched, again, you have everybody talking about this story now. It's pretty much everywhere. And my question is, why is this everywhere? Why do they want everybody focused on this? Again, I really do believe that there is a deeper and darker thing here, because think about it. What else is strange is now there has been 3 people unalived from the show Ancient Aliens, right? And now we have these scientists, and some have connections to the UFO stuff. And as I've went on record and stated, and I will state it again till I'm blue in the face or whatever, I believe that aliens are demons. All you have to do is just do some researching into Aleister Crowley and Liam. It looks exactly like what the depiction of aliens look like in most of these movies. Looks exactly like that. And that is by no coincidence, because again, I really do believe aliens are demons. They are fallen angels. This is what they are. They are not some being from outer space flying around in these spaceships, these saucers or whatever. This is all part of a mass deception.
What are we getting wrong about this? Why should we keep looking at it?
Well, look, anytime you have experts in the national security arena either disappearing or in some cases dying prematurely and not necessarily a natural way, we have to look at this very closely. We can go back even to the 1940s during the Manhattan Project, when we knew Russia was trying to target a lot of our scientists and try to learn some of our atomic secrets. This is nothing new. What is new, though, is that we have these scientists, these engineers and senior military officials that are completely unaccounted for. Some of these individuals had very high security clearances, top secret SCI security clearances. Anytime that would happen in any other country, Russia, China, obviously would be a problem. This is happening here in the United States, and there are some very interesting common ties that at least some of these individuals have with one another, and that is the UAP topic, ironically enough.
So, and you say this isn't you referring to culture or history. You're saying you talked to some of these people and what happened doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. In fact, several of the people that you have on your list right there that you showed, I personally spoke with years ago and talked to myself. And it was about the UAP topic and their work in that arena. But there's also, you said something, and it's absolutely accurate. There's other individuals that are not on that list that I am personally aware of that might actually be associated with it. There is an individual that somebody Chris Mellon, who's been on your show before, was going to talk to about 2.5, 3 years ago. He was a few days away from meeting this individual. He was an engineer, apparently on the legacy U.S. government's legacy UAP effort, and mysteriously died right before the meeting. There's another individual whom I spoke with. He reached out to me. I'm going to protect his identity here for the sake of his family, but he did meet an untimely end. He was a senior special agent at the Department of Energy, and he worked specifically in the Inspector General's shop, the IG shop. He was the most senior special agent for the Department of Energy, and he was talking to me about coming out and talking to Congress about what he knows within DOE and the files, the UAP files that they're holding on to. He was very upset, and he felt like he was a whistleblower. So I was arranging for this individual to actually meet with certain members of Congress. His wife, who is a doctor for the Veterans Affairs, walks in one evening after work and finds him dead on the sofa. Now, this was during COVID, but from my understanding, there was never any positive, if you will, connection between COVID and his death. He was relatively young. He wasn't an old guy. He wasn't particularly sick. He was healthy. He was athletic. So there are more individuals, and certainly I think the FBI should do exactly what they said they're going to do. You have folks like Anna Polina Luna that are working very hard behind the scenes, also trying to, you just had her on your show, that's trying to get some additional clarity into this. There was another individual that Dave Grush used to work with. His call sign was Quake, and he was going to go public and talk to Congress. And unfortunately, he was in Washington, D.C. at a hotel, and they found him dead as well. So I want to be careful not to scare people, say this is all about UFOs and the conspiracy that they're trying to keep people like us quiet. But I can tell you, as a matter of fact, I myself and other individuals whom I know, and Congress can tell you the same, have actually been threatened before. So it is about time that the government takes this very, very seriously, whether they're just missing,
Good.
They want to take an extended vacation, or they're dead. We need answers, and we need them now.
We got to know.
So you even heard right there from that clip. Again, this is all part of a mass deception. All of this is connected. David Wilcock, all of the people that was unalived from the Ancient Aliens show. Dead from the Ancient Aliens show. I'll just say dead, whatever. The reason I use unalived a lot of the times is because the algorithm sometimes doesn't take too kindly mentioning certain words, so that's why I sometimes use that word, but whatever, dead. I'll just say it. But regardless, all of this is very strange, and I really do believe all of this is connected, including the stuff with AI. I believe all of this is going to tie together with the coming mass deception that these people have planned, because again, with all of the advancements in technology, they have multiple different ways to deceive everybody. Make no mistake about that. But as always, please like this video, comment down below, and share wherever, because any engagement that you do on this video will help this channel grow, will help this video get views. And again, I can't thank you enough for your continued prayers and your continued support. As always, God bless each and every one of you. And this is Truth Seeker signing out.